Cahills could be ruthless when it came to personal agendas. Someone had a vested interest in Ian not being on top of his game. Hamilton and Nellie aren't here, Kara said. All our allies must still think the meeting is next week. It's all right. Ian focused on the faces in the crowd, planning his strategy. Just make sure all the remote feeds are working. I'm not worried about the feeds. I'm worried about whoever targeted you being in the house right now. I'm hitting the emergency signal. Ian shook his head. Not necessary. I've got this. If he couldn't handle a little sabotage, what kind of a leader was he? It was an attack on home ground. It's protocol. Don't alert anyone. That's an order. Something cool and distant rose in Kara's gaze. Ian had seen it before. She didn't like orders, and she didn't like being reminded that, technically, he was the boss. He'd put his foot in it again. Had blundered when he'd meant to be strong, but there was no time to fix it. Ian continued down the stairs. He looked over the sea of heads and cleared his throat. Gradually, the buzz died down. Welcome to the Cahill Mansion, he said. I am delighted to see all of you. A gray streak crashed into his vision. The cat leaped through the air and landed on Ian's shoulder. A move the demented evil creature enjoyed. Ian had always hated Saladin. He'd never imagined that with Amy and Dan's departure, he'd end up inheriting the cat monster. He swatted Saladin off just as Kara lunged to grab him. Saladin evaded Kara's reaching hands and slid down Ian's trouser leg, using his claws. Ian heard the sound of seams ripping. He grabbed for his waistbands, but it was too late. He stood before the assembled mass of the most important Cahills in the world, in his boxers. Television studio. Glorious Kitchen Cable Network. New York City. The smiling host faced the camera while the audience cheered. Welcome back to the finals of the home cooking contest. The winner will receive a profile in Glorious Kitchen magazine, plus a chance to be the host of his or her own cooking show. The judges have tasted some phenomenal food. Now let's move on to our last finalist. Welcome, Nellie Gomez. Wild cheers erupted. Nellie Gomez felt the waves of love pulsating from the audience. These were her people, food people. She had introduced herself a week ago by saying, I love to eat. I love to cook. I once ate a fried grasshopper. My parents are totally pissed off. I'm not at college right now. From that moment, she'd been their favorite. This was her big break, her own cooking show. She knew she could do it. She had saved her best recipe for last. Her slicey crab cake, soft tacos with lime yogurt sauce, and mango salsa. Nobody had ever put crab cakes in a taco before, and it was genius. Her boyfriend, Sammy Murad, had flipped over them. Her secret ingredient? Toasted pumpkin seeds. And charm. Loads and loads of charm. Nellie set to work chopping and mixing, keeping up a steady chatter that had the audience laughing and clapping. She handed her plate of pure, fresh deliciousness to the judges. She could tell by their faces that the tacos were a hit. One judge's eyes closed and he almost fell off his chair. The judges leaned over to confer. Nellie's nerves were now at a screaming point. She felt her cell phone buzz in her apron pocket. 3 quick bursts. The Cahill emergency alert. She drifted back behind the counter and gave it a quick look. Her face flushed. And now for the winner of the Glorious Kitchen Home Cooking Contest. The judges have reached a verdict. The spotlight ranged over the hopeful faces of the contenders. Nellie Gomez! Pandemonium reigned as the audience stamped and howled. The spotlight roamed, hitting the losing contenders, searching, wavering. Nellie Gomez was gone.